Shalom. This is Isaiah 53 and 7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He was brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before the shearers is dumb. So he opened not his mouth. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who hold to teach well. Peace, love, salutations to the elect 144 first fruit. It's your brother Kasha Parler from the GMS Atlanta Church here in Georgia. And I just wanted to come with a lesson, and I'm going to title this, Let the Case Build, okay? So we're going to let this case that Esau has piled up and conjured up against himself build until the day of judgment. So the Lord is fully justified to taking this man down and putting him into slavery, all right? And I also want to apply this into your everyday life. There may be people who do you incorrectly. There may be people who say bad things to you. There may be people who look at you sideways, your job, your manager, your shit, your significant other, all right? Maybe your bro, so like, let me not even say bro, maybe an individual who is in your camp at the moment, all right? Matter of fact, I want to get the word individual real quick because it just popped up into my mind, all right? Because they're, yes, we work out our own salvation with fear and trembling, but when you're in the body, there's no individualism. That's why it's called a body. All right. So the word individual says a single object or thing. One who's an individual is highly self-esteemed or selfish. All right. And he doesn't keep the sayings of Philippians, the second chapter. It says a single human being. It says person. All right. It also says what? Individual member of species. All right, let's go to individualism. Oh, we'll skip the adjective real quick and then do individualism. It says one indivisible, inseparable. It says not opposite of. It says single, separate of but one person or thing intended for one person. So when you have that individual in the camp, all right, who may have slandered your name or said something, the Lord ends up dismissing that individual. And I've seen it done every single time since I've been in the camp here, since I've been in the truth. And I haven't been in there that long than the apostles and the elders and some of the captains and stuff that are in this thing of ours. Okay, there's been individuals and a high level individualism, all right, sometimes amongst, brothers. Now I say brothers as in sincere. So you have individuals amongst the brothers, all right? It says individualism, quality of being distinct or individuality, all right? Having that individualistic type spirit is not a good spirit to have because it says in the scripts that two is better than one, straight up. Two is better than one. So having multiple is better than individualism. Don't be that lone wolf in the scripts. In the truth. All right. Oh well, yeah, in the scripts, the two is better than one. Don't be that one to have that high level of individualism on yourself. We've seen individuals get cast out of the fold. Okay. I don't want. This could be another topic or another video for another day, but I just wanted to clarify that. Because I said you got to let the case build. And sometimes you got to let the case build on individuals who are amongst the fold. Straight up. Straight up. You just let the case build. And we saw it firsthand here in Atlanta, just speaking off of what I've experienced here. We let the case build on the individual. All right? And the individual happened to be the head of the camp. He was being individualistic. He was showing high-level individualism. So we let the case build until the Lord deemed it necessary that the case was fulfilled and he could execute the judgment. Okay? So same thing in this case, and I'm using Yahweh Shai. What better example to use? But I'm using Yahweh Shai on how he is letting the case build. Okay, so Isaiah 53 and 7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, right? Yet he opened not his mouth. Exactly. So you being oppressed and being afflicted. when you go into the accounts of Matthew, the 26th and 27th chapter, all right? Let me see if I can just pull it up. Lord willing, I can pull it up quickly just for the interest of time. Let's go to Matthew 26. Where he said, thou sayest, I want to say, where he was asked if he was the king of the Jews. All right. It may have been just 27 to be real, but pretty much, Pilate asked Yahushua, are you the king of the Jews? And he said, thou sayest, and it went on to go where Pilate pretty much was like, hey, you speaking to the Jews, hey, yo, I don't see any fault in this dude. So he took the water and washed his hands. He's like, I don't see any fault. And, he ain't do nothing, So it proceeded to be, he released him, and the people took him, beat him, pressed him, afflicted him, but he didn't do nothing. But he didn't try to open his mouth and plead his cause or his case of his idiocy, of his innocence. Okay, he just let it happen. First off, he was on a mission and it had to happen, but he did not open his mouth. Also, what was he doing? He was letting the case build on some of the 2/3 niggas that were in that crowd. Okay, boom, one whip from him. All right, bet. Bah, one punch from him. Cool, bet. Doom, one stone from him. Bet. Oh, you feeding me piss and vinegar? Bet. Okay, cool. You want to take my garments and sell it? All right. You want to mock me? You want to put this crown? Bet. All right. It says he was brought as a lamb to the slaughter. All right. And as a sheep before his shearers is dumb. The word dumb doesn't mean how, the world nowadays deems it, as in like what? As in like what? Like he's an idiot or he's not intellectual, or he's lacking in mental qualities. No, dumb is meaning speech, can't speech. That's why you have the word dumbfounded, where you don't have a word or you can't talk. It says, so he opened not his mouth. Exactly. Why did he not open his mouth and plead his case when he was clearly not guilty of anything that he was doing? Because he was letting the case build. Okay, and I'm going to give you the example of him building the case. And this was a prophecy that Isaiah was speaking about. Okay, and we know that Isaiah, when you read the book of Isaiah, all right, bear with me one moment. All right, when you read the book of Isaiah, he was during the time of the Assyrians, if I'm not mistaken. When you go into Isaiah, he was from like 745 to 685 BC. All right. Yeah, that was during the time of the Assyrians, because the changeover came about 605 BC to from the falling fading Neo-Assyrian and the Egyptian Empire to going into the Babylonian Empire when they got took over in 2 Chronicles 36. Isaiah was during the time of the reign of the Assyrians. Okay, so he wrote this all the way back 745, 685 BC, talking about how Yahushua was going to build this case. Okay, so this is John chapter 19, verse 34. It says, but one of the soldiers with the spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water. The reason I want to bring this out is because this was an affliction that the Yahushua happened to him. Matter of fact, when we read 32, it says, then came soldiers and break the legs of the first and of the other, which was crucified with them. They will do that to pretty much, tap him off, finish him off. It says, verse 33, it says, but when they came to Yahushua and saw that he was dead already, they break not his legs. All right, verse 34. But one of the soldiers with the spear pierced his side, just to see if he was finished off, just to put the icing on the cake, you say. It says, for with came there out blood and water. So you see, that soldier pierced him in the side. Yahushua, of course, he gave up the spirit, but still, there's things required. You don't disrespect the body after someone has passed. You put it in fine linen. You see in today's funerals, you put them in their best dress, so that would be on their their best clothing. All right, you put it in the best jewelry and array the body, and then you put it. I was speaking in today's. You put it in a coffin that's well set. That's why coffins and funerals they're so expensive to have. And then you bury the body with respect. All right, you don't just pierce it in the side with the spear like fuck it. That's exactly what happened. Make sure he's dead. No, man, he gave up the spear. Don't mess with it. All right, that's why when you read the scripts, when you read the scripts in the book of Matthew, I want to say the 27th chapter. Let me try to see if I can get it real quick. Maybe the 28th chapter. Let me see. Bear with me, Hakim. Maybe the 28th chapter. I'm getting in the physical sword. You can find it a little quicker. All right, give me a moment. No. It was 27. Salakia. Sometimes you can't doubt yourself. You gotta go with it, man. Salakia, Hakim. It says, when the even was come, there came a rich man of Armethea, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, named Joseph. Also, himself was Yahushua's disciple. All right, he went to Pilate and begged the body of Yahushua, and Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. And when Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth. So he was doing it in the correct manner. He was treating the body of Yahushua with respect. Hey, this man Joseph, he's going to get a blessing for that. All right, and don't think, hey, that's a case that Joseph built for himself, but he's going to get a righteous reward for it. All right, you can build a righteous case for yourself. Okay, let me get something real quick. Bear with me. You saw my fucking goddamn Wi-Fi. One of my favorite verses. Brothers know I like to go to this verse consistently. This is Romans chapter 2 verse 6. It says, who will render to every man according to his deeds. Now we know the scriptures say one who gives, pretty much just paraphrasing, water to a prophet will receive a prophet's reward. Well, what do you think kind of reward the rich man Joseph is going to receive for handling Yahushua's body with care, wrapping it in clean linen cloth? All right. Verse 60, it says, and he laid it in his own new tomb. See that? A brand new tomb prepared. It says, which he had hewn out in the rock, and he rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre and departed. See, he even rolled it to secure it. See, what he did was a very good deed in the sight of the Lord. And you definitely, he's back on the earth today. He's probably preaching. All right. He's probably preaching, and I guarantee you he's going to have a good reward. And, man, I pray he does, man. Whoever it is in this time right now, man. Bakashai, Yahweh Shai, Shalak, Barakim, Kaya, Yawasat, man. Okay? Real talk. Because what he did was a blessing and a good deed for Yahushua's body. That's a case he built for himself. All right? That's a case he built for himself. But going back to John 19 and 34, the men who pierced him in the side, that's a case they're gonna that they put on their head, and the Lord is gonna require that. All right. So let me get Revelation 1 and 4. Salakia. Let's see. I'm gonna say where every eye shall see. Give me a moment. Yeah, verse 7. It says, Revelation 1 and 7, because Yahweh Shai let the case build in John 19:34, and also in the prophecy of Isaiah 53. So it says, Revelation 1:7, behold, he cometh for clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. You think the Lord forgot about that? Or 2,000 years ago in our time. It's 2 days ago to the Lord. You think he forgot? Or the ones who pierced him in the side after he gave up the spirit? So you talking about you disrespecting my body after I passed? No, you're gonna have to require that. All right. I let the case build. I let it go in. You know what I'm saying? It says, "In all kindreds of the earth shall well because of him. Even so, amen." That's right. So he built the case against the ones who pierced him. All right. Because guess what? The Lord ended up coming back after 3 days. You think he went to go seek revenge on these individuals? No, he let the case build all the way up until now. Okay, because the same individuals who are who were mocking him and telling him to put it on our head and we put his blood on our children, they back today. He let the case build for 2,000 years. Think about that. That's why the judgment is going to be so immaculate. It's going to be so incredible, like nothing we ever seen before. It ain't just going to be, oh man, when I see him, I'm going to punch him in the face. No, when I see him, I'm going to drop a missile on him. It's going to be of that magnitude because I let you build your case for 2,000 years all the way up until now, so-called 2020. It's the same thing you have to implement in your life. That goes to show you the patience of Yahweh Shai. Be patient. Let the case build. You've been done wrong. Let the case build. Don't say nothing. Don't react. Just keep it moving. And I'm saying this to myself first and foremost because I've had my moments, man. You react a certain way that you shouldn't have. All right, the Lord probably humbles you, and then you realize your mistakes. And when the time comes around again, if something happened, you don't react that way no more. You just let the case build. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I know the truth. I know what's gonna happen. Okay, that makes me think of that. I think it's 2 Peter's, or maybe 1 Peter. I don't know. Let me check. Give me a moment. Because certain things are going to come upon these people because the prophets and the Lord let the case build. All right? We didn't retaliate. We didn't say nothing. We just went out and preached the word. All right? 2 Peter. Chapter 2. Yeah, 2 Peter chapter 2 and 3, it says, and through covetousness they shall they with fiend words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not. You see that? Because the judgment has come because the case has been set. It's been presented unto the judge. And now the judge is making the judgment. For so, you know how cases go on for months and months in our time? Well, this has gone on for about 2 days in the Lord's time. And he says it's time to execute the judgment. All right? It says, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. You see? The case is built and now it's ripe and ready for the judgment to take place. And what the judgment is nuclear destruction, famine, pestilence, and diseases. Okay? We definitely see one big disease conjuring up, and Lord willing, it gets bigger, man. All right? But these things are coming to pass. All right? But for you Akim, you sincere ones, not you individuals, you sincere Akim, let the case build. Even if it's your own rib in your own house, let the case build. Even if it's whatever, an individual in the camp, let the case build. I'm not telling caveat. I'm not telling you to have an evil eye towards another brother or look someone sideways. Just if you've been done wrong, like be like the scriptures tell you to do, and don't hold every brother to his fault, to every fault. But just, all right, forgive him. If he doesn't want to get right and repent from that, the case is just going to build from there. Okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to cause any division or strife, because people will take that the incorrect way. But it's just the truth. Jeremiah 9:4. Okay. Also, what with anyone in the so-called family members, just let the case build. And 2/3 of Israel, let the case build. These heathens, let the case build. Just keep your patience, man. The Lord is going to get his revenge according to Deuteronomy 32 and 35. All right, so with that, Lord willing, you are edified. I'm going to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua by Shem Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruits. So, Brother Kasha Kwala. Until next time, we'll say Shalom.